Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to Big Mike Beard Wisdom. So, today, we're going to start tackling the interior. And what we're going to do is we're going to wipe it down really good and vacuum it out as well as we can, while we're also kind of checking things out, looking for things that are broken, things that are damaged, things that are scratched up. And I mostly recommend using like a microfiber towel to kind of wipe everything down. That way it knocks all the dust down from up high. And this is a great time to be really checking out certain things. So like if the seatbelts look like they're damaged, if they're tore or something, if the clips are broken. And then it's been super windy lately. So this is actually a reshoot. Because you could barely understand what I was saying the first time. Because the doors were open. The wind was blowing through, and it was actually kind of funny because the wind kept shutting the doors on my legs. It's time to start detailing the Gambler, which is the 2003 Acura TL Type S. Windy. Wipe everything down from the top down. So that gets all your dust and debris loose and knocked down. It'll help you see areas that need to be cleaned. So like this will probably need some good scrubbing. Areas that are torn up, it's like this area, as well as this, and some stuff on the dash. But that gets everything knocked down and identified as to what's cleanable and what's not. So like this right here on the steering wheel, that may just be some goo, or that might be something that I can actually scrub off, or maybe it wore through the wood. I don't know. Then you can go through and vacuum out all like the flat areas you can. I've got the mats pulled already because vacuuming will be coming here shortly. Once I'm done wiping everything down. And then I'll start actually scrubbing everything once it's all vacuumed out. Alright. So I've got most of the headliner all wiped down. The crazy thing is all this hair. I mean, it's like, what the? Now, I know there's some hair way down there. So, I don't know what happened, if someone had a dog that got trimmed up or something like that and then popped in here or what, but that's definitely something that's going to need vacuumed. But now that I've got this all wiped down and as much stuff removed as possible, now's a good time to take a look at other things. So, this light, you can see it's got probably bugs in there. And this would be like the last thing you'd want to do after you were all done vacuuming. So, seeing as I got, this is in order of highest to lowest. So, dome lights getting checked, cleaned out. Everything will probably just get knocked down here and then vacuumed up later. So, I got everything wiped down with the microfiber cloth and vacuumed out. I wound up pulling the rear seat out just to get all the stuff that was underneath here. That was pretty crazy. And it's kind of one of those things where it's probably best not to be on video. Because my wife watches these sometimes. And some things are best left unknown. Ghosts. I'm a sense to the point that I'm about ready to either pull the front chairs out or just start shampooing the carpets and the everything else and wipe everything down. What I'm thinking is that I'm going to want to pull in the chairs out. So this one, underneath this little cover here, had a fair amount of change underneath it. But like this seat doesn't move up and down. So I can't really get a lot of stuff out from underneath it. And there's a fair amount of staining here. And with the Astra, I was kind of lucky because it had like a dark black carpet. This has a very much tan carpet. So it's going to show stains. So I'm kind of thinking to pull the seats. The driver's side's going to be a bit of a pain though, because there's something wrong with the driver's seat. The driver's seat's a little wore. Seen better days. Kind of cracking up. The problem that I have is that when you go to move it, it kicks sideways. So when this happens, normally you've got a motor on this side or a drive mechanism on this side and another motor on this side or like a screw mechanism that helps this move. So one motor maybe drives it actually forward and back with a link between the two, and then each rail has its own kind of like screw that moves it up and back. So something's going on with this. And when I was taking a quick peek underneath, I could see the problem. So here's the cable. This goes right there. And it's not an easy fix. So I put this back in place, lined the little finger up. So inside of these, that drive cable has a little finger that guides it. I lined it up back with that, but this won't move, which means that somehow this mechanism is frozen. The amount of rust here is kind of a good sign that it might not be savable. So it's one of those things where I might be able to hit it with some PB Blaster, hook that up, and either smack onto this rail or try applying force, so like pushing on the seat forward or backward in order to try and get this to move, to see if I can't get it to free up. I'm assuming it probably isn't going to free up. So the seat bolts, there's one here and one here. These are pretty scary. The ones in the back, a little bit hard to get to because the seat's all the way in the back position. You can see I haven't gotten a lot of this done yet, but there's a bolt that'll be underneath the cover here, and the bolt will be right here too. Then once I take those out, I should be able to check the seat out a little bit better. And it's kind of one of those things where I might be better off ordering a seat, maybe something on eBay, maybe something through LKQ, something like that. That way you get an entire seat or an entire seat bottom, and then all I have to do is swap the seat top onto it, and then I wind up getting a seat cover and working tracks and motors. So I don't know, we'll see how this winds up going, but I definitely need to remove this seat in order to continue. So what I'm thinking is this is a great place to stop for today. Everything's pretty much vacuumed out. It's all relatively clean. Still needs to be wiped down with actual cleaning wipes everywhere to get it nice and clean. Instead of calling it a day, I actually mean I'm going to call it a video. So we've done vacuuming and basic wipe down. This is going to start getting into some more of the technical stuff, because essentially you got to try and figure out the sweet spot for taking the chair out. This bolt's got to be accessible somehow, while that one's accessible. And the front ones need to be accessible. This one's pretty easy to get to. That one, I've got the socket sitting on, and I think that's going to be the perfect spot there, because I can get a straight shot onto it. But as you can see, it's not the most obvious spot to get it. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'll check you next time when I'm pulling the chairs out.